Let's hear it underwater. Thank you. Thank you. What in the world is that called? Anybody in the audience have a clue? What in the world is that called? Beatboxing. Some say it's scat. You know, it all comes from the same place, I believe. So the human beatbox. I have a lot of instruments with me on stage right now. And of all these instruments, the human beatbox is the first instrument I learned how to play. Why? Because it came to me for free 99. Free, you know? So I grew up in here, Washington, D.C., in the Southeast quadrant. So Southeast Washington, D.C., born and raised. And the carry out is where I spent most of my days. That's my whole hood right there. And growing up there in Section 8 housing and stuff, low income, we had to make ends meet all the time. You know, if that meant like crushing a bowl of cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? I mean, but you know, I love Fruity Pebbles though, so I don't quite mind that as a kid. But, you know, not really nutritious all the way around. So the first instrument I learned was the human beatbox. But I didn't always know it was an instrument. I walk around the house doing these sounds as a kid. Because some kids could whistle. That's my whistle. Pseudo whistling, right? Some kids could snap their fingers. It's a really, really weak snap. So I couldn't do any of those things. But I could do those sounds. So as a kid, I wake up in the morning, go into the kitchen, make me a bowl of cereal, Fruity Pebbles, Crunch Berries on rare occasions, and so crush those, you know, crush the Fruity Pebbles and get the cereal on my little sister's face. So I couldn't really do those sounds at the breakfast table. So my mom, she was a DJ. She loved playing music. She played music for like parties and stuff and events that my great uncles used to put together. So one morning she caught me doing these sounds again. And she pulled me by the afro and wanted to play me a record. You know those records, those old Frisbee-looking things, right? So she pulled that thing out, blew the dust off of it, and when she played it, I heard these sounds. And I was like, dang, Mom, what's that? She said, that's Dougie Fresh from New York City. I was like, hold on. That's a dude doing them sounds? She said, yeah, that's what you're doing right there. That's the human beatbox. And I was like, hold up. So you mean to tell me these same sounds I've been doing waking up in the morning, pulling countless bowls of cereal, and getting in my little sister's face. These same sounds I've been doing was an instrument called the human beatbox, and I didn't even know it. So I started practicing these sounds in hopes of getting a rhythm like Dougie Fresh. So... like that. And so that's the human beatbox, right? And so we're talking about reinventing, right? So I like to say that I'm reinventing hip hop. I call what I do progressive hip hop music. And it started at this moment right here of doing beatboxing and deciding to take it a step further than just doing a beatbox and a cipher for MCs to improv and freestyle over. I was at a family get-together. Great uncles is there, great aunt is there, my granny, my mom, and we all just chilling and crushing some food, like my Aunt Mary's famous banana pudding. And so to eat this food, you know, after you're done, you gotta like get up on your feet to avoid catching what we call the itis and falling asleep right there at the table. So what my uncles would do, my great uncles would crush the food and they'd do a little music. They'd play some sounds of James Brown on some guitar and all that stuff. So I remember hearing the stuff and hearing these stories. I'm like, oh, I always wanted to be a part of this family band. And but I didn't have an instrument. I didn't play guitar at the time, so I figured I'd use this instrument that I started developing, the human beatbox. So, like clockwork, they eat the food, they get up on their feet, they go in the basement, they tune up their instruments, and I get ready like a little girl about to jump in the game of Double Dutch outside the door for them to start this thing up so I could get the beatbox happening. So they counted down just like how James Brown does it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now my uncles, they old school, so they didn't really know about the human beatbox. So they looking around like, where's them sounds coming from? Ain't no drum set in the room. And then they see me, this little skinny kid, I wasn't always as tall, just doing like this with the sounds. And they was like, hold on, he's doing these drum sounds, so let's switch it out and see if we can keep up. Thank you very much. The human beatbox, and I was like, wow, this here is an instrument that's used in hip hop music, but I just used it to do funk music with James Brown songs. So something went off in my head. I was like, wow, this is a drum, just like any other drum set, you could use it to do any genre of music. Maybe we could do the human beatbox like that. I ain't really have any other examples of this. So I embarked upon a mission right now to expand this and take it a step further, progressing hip hop. And so I was like, what if we could take it and we could do jazz maybe? Maybe even take it a step further and go overseas with it and do a little bit of the soothing sounds of bossa nova from Brazil. Right after the break. Thank you. So that's from Brazil, right? That's bossa nova. We did the jazz, and the jazz is like, you know, Louisiana influence and in origin. But you know, I'm here in Washington D.C. and this is my home right here. So we got to do a little bit of go-go music. So go-go is a genre of music that originated here in this area. So I can't just do the bossa nova. I got to mix it in with go-go music. So we're gonna do a little go-go pocket with the beatbox. So with the bossa nova. Thank you. And then I started taking it further than that, you know, because I wanted to do these different things, mix it in guitar, because I see a lot of MCs at the time playing guitar and using it as a composition tool, because everyone was sampling hip hop music, and so every genre of music becomes the backbone of hip hop composition. Me, I wanted more control than the sample. Plus, I couldn't afford a sampler, so you get a little cheap guitar online, you know, with your summer job money and your mom going in half on the expenses with you, and I started mixing these different things together. So I'm gonna do a little song right here that that's all about the human beatbox. And I like to use a little something like call and response. I say something and you respond to it. You become one with the music right here. So this reaches all the way back to like African tradition of using this in the music. So I'm gonna say it's the beatbox, and I need y'all to say in y'all gangsterous tones, it's the beatbox. All right? A little trial run. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. I could walk down the street and always have a drum with me. I play it at the shows and they say it sounds pretty. For some strange reason, not everybody can see it. I play it while I'm singing and I clean it while I'm breathing. Got a sound like, and a sound like. If you put them both together, then it's. It took a lot of practice and it started as a hobby. And now I got 20 different drums in my body. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. Now I can make people groove cause it sounds so smooth. What the and then bring it back as I plus a rap, and I could keep it going cause it's cool like that. The beatbox started, let's say, in the 80s. People heard the sounds with the mouth and said that's crazy. And you can make the sounds with the letters in the alphabet like B's and P's and T's and other things from clock sounds and doorbell rings. You see the beatbox, it uses all types of things. Now I can make it go fast and make it go slow. It's so versatile that we can make it do both. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. Now, we all have a million drums that's inside our chest, but be careful when you use them, you could run out of breath. Now, I could easily cough and throw the beatbox off, or mix the beat with the cough, and the problem is solved. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. Now, what you're hearing is years of practice right here, doing these different things. Cause I have a lot of siblings that play instruments like me. I had to learn how to do a lot of these things myself, right? By myself. And I always wanted to be able to play guitar and beatbox at the same time, right? But when I started, it sounded very elementary. And you can't really have a sustainable career as a musician just doing that for an hour, right? Or even 15 minutes at TED. I don't think I'd be able to see TED. I'd just be chilling with Bishop on the South Side with it. And so I wanted to sound like I had two different people playing these instruments at the same time with the guitar. And then I started thinking about the beat, adding it one by one. With the snare, and then the beat, the bass drum. We need the hi-hat. And that's all good right there. I'll be able to do an instrumental album, you know, but that's not really the hip-hop thing to do. We need a purpose for being on this mic. We need to be able to share our perspective, our viewpoint. So I wanted to be able to do my song. So I was like, is it possible to beatbox and play the guitar at the same time while I rhyme? So progressive hip-hop, reinventing hip-hop, we're taking it a step further. So I went on a writing assignment. And after years of sitting up in Duke Ellington Auditorium, where I'm a graduate, Duke Ellington School of the Arts, I would hear all of these speakers get on the mic and they say words that begin with P or B, and they just pop into the mic. So I was like, maybe if I could use this sound, I could make it seem as though I'm beatboxing and rhyming at the same time. I'm not from the suburbs. I'm picking air, very much clear. Secret dip style like bird flute on hands with people that will pick up a rap style and break your raps down and have you unwilling to rap now. I think faster when I bat down. Bust some stupid stuff or pick the background. Cause styles represents the strongest element from the south side. We call it continent. Busting out the rounds on the back of bus, bruising up. My hand because we banging too much and people know it. We got skills and we will show it. You're chilling with the man like cancer, have you open. Busting out the kid with the snare and with the words like this. Some stuff you should be paying for, I should be getting paid for. Crushing this manual labor. I'm about to blow up, so tap past the claim up. Let's get the pay up, and then I'm out. Well, I dot with mad flavor. It's the beatbox. It's the beatbox. The human beatbox. Let's fade it out like an old school record. So, with progressive hip hop, we're taking traditional elements of hip hop like beatboxing and rhyming and mixing it in with different stuff from all over the world. All these different genres of music. Like we could even take West African rhythms on the West African djembe drum. Or we could take that and make it a hip hop beat. Or we could even take spoons for folk tradition and make that hip hop. Thank you very much.